start our conversation. So we're going to talk for a minute about what good listeners do. So who can tell me, what are some things that good listeners do? I can see students who are being good listeners right now. What do good listeners do? Haley?
Good listeners don't shout out.
Good listeners don't talk when others are talking. Good thinking. What are some other things that good listeners do? Elsie? They have their eyes on the speaker. Good thinking. What are some other things that good listeners do? Michaela?
Think about what the others are saying.
They think about what others are saying. They think about what they're hearing because they're listening so well. What are some other things that good listeners do? Stan?
They have good listeners have still bodies.
They have still bodies. So I noticed that Elsie's a good listener because she has a still body and she has her eyes on me and she's not talking to her neighbor. And I noticed Dan's doing the same thing. Well, good listeners also give me 5. And they give their, the person that they're listening to 5. So remember, they have eyes on speaker, they're quiet, they're still, their hands are free, and they're listening. You can put your hands down. Now, in science, a lot of the time we turn knee to knee and we talk to our partners, and then we listen to our partners. So can you turn knee to knee and just show me what it looks like? So there's no talking. Just show me what that looks like. So Alex, can you find a partner since yours is not here? So right now I should see eyes on your partner. I should see still bodies. Okay, and I should see that you're giving 5. Your eyes are on your partner. You're quiet, your bodies are still, your hands are free in your lap. And that shows that you're listening to your partner. Good thinking. Good listening. Hey, eyes on me, please. Give me 5. Okay, good thinking. So those are all things that good listeners do. Now, let's talk about good viewers. What do good viewers do when they're looking at a scientific illustration? Macy?
Look up close.
They look up close. Can everyone take their magnifying glasses out, their hand lenses? We're going to look up close at this scientific illustration and notice what good viewers look for. So look up close and tell me what you see on this scientific illustration that when you're viewing something is going to be important. Raise your hand if you can tell me one of those things. Kate?
Labels.
There's labels. Yeah, we know the different parts because there's labels. Good. What else are you going to be looking for? Okay, make sure you can see. What else are you going to be looking for? Brett?
The title.
The title. Do you see a title on here?
Yes.
Yes. What's the title? Does any raise your hand if you know this word? Stan?
Shark.
Shark. So far we said we're going to look up close. We noticed the labels and the titles. Anything else that you notice that good viewers need to do or notice when they're looking at something? If your eyes aren't up on here, do you think that you're being a good viewer? Ask yourself that. Okay. Let's see, Zan?
I noticed that it has a nose.
So you were able to tell the different parts because of the labels? Good. So we said that good viewers look up close. They think about what they see. Just by looking at this, does anyone have a question? You viewed this. Are you wondering something now? Because remember we said good viewers ask questions. So, Will, I'm looking for your eyes up here. Good viewers ask questions. Do you have a question, Oliver? Okay.
What are the pointy things on the bottom?
What are the pointy things on the bottom? You know what? You were looking at detail, Oliver. Because good viewers, we said look at details. And you asked a question. Scientist?
I put labels.
Can you show us the labels? And what do those labels say?
say show for protection. No. To eat. But to move. Eyes to see.
Okay, so Priya did a great job putting labels here. Boys and girls scientists, I would you to turn knee to knee and tell your knee to knee partner something you noticed that Priya did well as a scientist.
I noticed she's very good detail of what the snail looks like. I noticed that the eye she did hard. That's not what you should do. You said
Okay, give me 5 scientists. So who can tell us, who wants to share out with the group something that they noticed that Priya did really well as a scientist? Cameron?
I observed Priya used labels for other scientists know what is for what.
Yeah, she used labels so that other scientists would know.
Thank you, we're all done.
What she was labeling. Good thinking. Who else noticed something that Priya did who else saw something that Priya did when she was doing her scientific illustration so that another scientist would really be able to tell what was going on? Macy?
I noticed that she put a title.
She put a title. Yeah, what's the title?
Land snail.
Land snail. So another scientist would really be able to see what's going on. Who else noticed something? Sandra, did you notice something? Start with
Priya did a snail of a snail cell, and then she put like lines on it.
She put lines on the snail shell. Good thinking. Here you go, boys and girls. Sandra, you did a good job viewing this and noticing what she did well. She put lines on the snail shell. Okay, good thinking. Okay, let's see. One more student. Who else noticed something that Priya did in her scientific illustration?
I noticed Priya put labels to know what the part of the snail is.
Good thinking. So she put labels to show the parts, and did she also put labels to show something else? Not just the parts, but what else, Sam?
What it does.
Yeah, what it does. These are all good observations. Okay, scientists, let's look at another scientist's scientific illustration and notice what this scientist did in their scientific illustration. Remember, the reason that we do scientific illustrations is so that other scientists can look and see what we're studying about. So I'm going to ask everyone to give me 5. And then put your eyes on the screen. And be listening to what Oliver is telling us that he did. So can you point and show us what you're talking about?
So I labeled the shell for protection, the foot to move, eye to see, and tentacle helps touch, and mouth to eat stuff in it.
So you would add eat in?
Yeah.
Okay, good job. Okay, so scientists, I want you to take a minute, look up at all of our scientific illustrations. I want you to turn knee to knee with your science partner and tell them something you noticed that Oliver did very well in his scientific illustration. What else did he do? How can we look at that and notice it another scientist?
He drew the eyes.
He drew the eyes? What did you do?
I noticed the jaw, the shell, and the body.
The shell and the body and the feet. What? In science. Okay, give me 5. Who wants to share out what they noticed Oliver did really well as a scientist? Elsie? So let's have our eyes and ears on Elsie, please.
He put what they all for.
What do you mean?
Like put is for movie.
Oh, okay. So he also labeled the part, but also the function of the part. So good scientists have their eyes up on the screen right now. So Trevor, do you think that you're being a good scientist? You need to have your eyes up on the screen. Good. What else did he do? Haley? What else do you notice that he did really well as a scientist?
I noticed that he took his time.
What do you mean he took his time?
Like, if he rushed through it, it would be all scribbly, but he didn't.
Oh, so did he write clearly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's important for another scientist to see that. Okay, good thinking. Okay, well, I'm going to ask you, Oliver, you can have a seat and join us. Boys and girls, we're going to look at one more scientific illustration, and we're going to notice what this scientist did also really well, so that when we looked at the scientific illustration, we are able to see exactly what the scientist observed. So, have your eyes on the screen, boys and girls. Here's a scientific illustration of a snail from a non-fiction book. And who can tell me, what did they observe that this scientist did very well? Michaela?
I observed that person as a scientist, they put labels.
They put labels. So what labels do you see up there? What's one that you see that tells us apart?
The eyes.
The eyes. Good thinking. What else did this scientist do? Parth? One more student share. What else did the scientist do that makes it easy for us to look at the illustration?
I noticed the scientist put labels.
Okay, what label do you see? Michaela said the eyes. Did you notice another label?
The shell.
Yeah, good thinking. Okay. All right, good job, boys and girls. Now, I'm going to ask you to help me from what you heard from your classmates and also what you saw up on the screen. Can you help me finish our scientific illustration here?